Chaos Head. If you were God and your delusions could become reality, what delusions would you wish for? A sensual world? A despotic society? Destructive sanctions? Or copyright majors.nitro plus Red Planet? Welcome to the Science Adventure series. I'm going to play every game. Maybe I'll come to regret that. Maybe I'll come to love that. Obviously, games aren't connected. Like, actually, like, they're interconnected, but they're not directly connected. I'm aware of that. I'm still going to play in the canonical order that people recommend, because that's just how I do things. I'm not going to play in release order. So, yeah, Steins Gate will be next. I'm hyped for that. I think Steins Gate is next. Robotic Notes. I can't remember. But I'm here. We're here. I've got the patch. I tried looking into the ported over versions of Chaos Head. You can't buy it anymore, the original version. There's no, or if it is possible, I couldn't find it. There was no way to buy it. I could have downloaded it off a website. I didn't want to do that. I didn't trust the website. But this is going to be interesting, because, like, okay, there is some voice. There's some voice. Well, there's full voice. I don't know. We'll see. Because, like, I don't want to voice characters, but I might have to. It's a visual novel. This one, I have played the Danganronpa series from Spike Chunsoft. I haven't played V3. I will record those for the channel one day. I'll wait a few more years, maybe, or a couple, or maybe I'll do it after this series, because I love Danganronpa, and it's not going to be a blind playthrough for the first two and Ultra Despair Girls. But V3 I know nothing about, and, well, I know it's the lead is female, because I streamed the games, and when I got to the third one, I gave up, because I wasn't going to do a female voice for that long. But I'll have to when I'm recording, but at least it won't be in one sitting in a stream. Unless I do decide to stream it again, who knows. Anyway, I'm wasting a bunch of time. Close the game. No, I want to go back. Backspace. Okay. Start. Here we go. I don't know what to expect, really. But I'm here to just enjoy it.
視線が空から降ってくる。
Okay.
その瞳はいつも僕を見つめていて、眼差しは熱くて真っ黒な雨雲を突き抜けて、
I didn't consider
僕へと降り注ぐ。
that the dialogue will be Japanese.
僕を見るな。
Should I mute it and read it? Nah, it's fine. It's just like watching an
冷
anime.
たさより背中を預けている瓦礫の冷たさのせいで、さっきから体の震えが止まらない。ひどく寒い。突き刺さってくる誰のものかもわからない天からの視線。それから逃げるように僕はわずかに首を持ち上げて周囲を見回す。そこにあるのは崩壊した街。そこにあるのは絶望。そこにあるのは死。そこにあるのは無。誰もいない。誰も動いていない。誰も生きていない。聞こえるのはただ降り続ける雨の音だけ。このまますべてを
game's gonna scare the shit out of me if there's ever jump scares. Because it's just so quiet. I love it though. Beautiful opening. Just the rain and the dialogue.
全部の出来事が単なる妄想だったらよかったんだけど、どうやらそうでもないらしい。
I mean, I suppose I'll see after I upload this episode and if people actually watch it. Hello, hi. Do you hate if I talk over the text? I still gotta, like, do my thing.
そんなのただの生理現象でしかない。僕の意思じゃない。僕は身を震わせたいなんて思ってない。僕の自由にならないなら、こんなの僕の体じゃない。あるいは、生まれた時から僕は自由なんかじゃなかったかもしれない。心の保管してある場所なんて誰にもわからないんだ。それなのに、一体誰がこの体の中に僕の心があるって言い切れるんだ。でも、だったら僕はどこにいたんだろう。僕はここにいるのかな。僕はどこにもいないのかな。すべてが静止している壊れてしまった世界に、ふと死の雨以外の音が響く。無の中から浮かび上がってくるたった一つの湯。君は誰？その肌が青白く見えるのは雨の冷たさに凍えているから、それとも君がもう死んでいるから。でも彼女は震えていなかった。そして前髪で隠れそうになっているその瞳は、僕を見るな。ひどく悲しそうにも見える。狂気じみているようにも見える。何も映していないようにも見える。もしも世界には僕と彼女の二人だけしかいなくて、こうしてお互いだけを永遠に見つめ合っていたら、僕の世界は彼女の瞳に映るものだけになるのかな。彼女の世界は僕の瞳に映るものだけになるのかな。彼女の瞳に映るものは僕、僕の瞳に映るものは彼女。そう考えると世界は途端に矮小化する。ねえ。不意に僕の耳に届くとても綺麗なノイズ。彼女はうなだれて両手を左右に広げる。まるであの雨雲の上へ向けて飛び立とうとするかのように、あるいはこの雨すべてを受け止めようとするかのように。あなたを見つめ、
Okay, wasn't expecting that.
うなだれた彼女の表情は僕の位置からも伺い知ることができない。
I think we're about to go into song.
雨の薄膜の向こうで君はどんな顔をしている？殺してあげる。天使、乱舞する光の羽は僕を祝福しているのか、それとも ああ、そうか。理解したよ。それで僕を殺してくれるんだね。ゆっくりと倒れている僕の前に彼女が膝をつく。いまだに彼女はうなだれたまま。僕の頭をそっと抱えてくる。僕を見てくれないことに僕はほっとしてただ身を委ねた。耳元でささやき、きれいなノイズ。でもよく聞こえない。暖かくて柔らかくて優しくて甘美な感触。それは麻酔のようで、不思議なことに体の震えがゆっくりと収まっていく。彼女のかすかな鼻息が僕の頬をくすぐる。とても甘い匂い。ふと胸に圧迫感を覚えた。彼女の持っていた大きな剣が僕の胸の皮膚を裂き、肉をえぐり、骨の間を縫い、ゆっくりと体の中に沈み込んできている。でも彼女のキスという麻酔にかけられてもう痛みを感じない。こんなにも優しく殺してくれるから不意に切なくなって涙があふれそうになって、それをごまかすために彼女の頭越しに雨を落とし続けている鈍色の空を見上げた。空が滲んでいるのは雨のせい、涙のせい。もうあの視線も感じない。もう何もない。薄れゆく意識の中で僕は空へと手を伸ばす。誰か教えて。僕たちのあの空はどこへ行ったんだろう。
Okay. I don't know. I talked a bit throughout that intro, but I don't know if I'll leave that in. Because the silent experience, even though that's not what my videos are for, like in my Nice and C series, I think I uploaded that. Did I upload that? I did, no, yeah. I mentioned how I watch, like, Yub for his content, not for... I mean, for him, not for what he plays. I haven't watched Yub in ages, I'm now realizing. Anyway. This song's neat. This game is not at all what I thought. God, I love Spike Chunsoft. I need to actually know who did the story. Is it Mages or was it Spike Chunsoft? Either way, holy shit. Wow. That's quite the opening. And even though there wasn't a lot of music, it worked. Like, music would have just taken out at the moment. It was just... God, they love their despair. Danganronpa fans know. Chaos Head. No, it's just the addition. It's Chaos Head. Eyes in Eyes. Okay. I couldn't see the gaze. Oh, right, it's me now. I'm clicking. Whoops. I couldn't see it. Even though it was watching me, it was strange. For as long as I could remember, I sometimes felt like I was being watched by some mysterious gaze. But wherever I turned to look, there was never anyone there. Still, I was convinced that someone was watching me. I could tell by the chills that ran down my neck. Was I just being too self-conscious? Or did I just have a fear of being watched? Way back in elementary school, I'd thought of it differently. That gaze is God watching over me, and I genuinely believed it too. Is this me? Is this just me? I'd even written an essay about it back then. In retrospect, I must have just had a bad case of Chunibu. What was that thing that popped up? It was like a translation and I missed it. Oh! I accidentally opened the backlog. And it was a very loud sound that spooked me. Okay. Chunibu? But now it hurts just thinking about it. If anyone were to read it now, I'd probably shut myself away from society for the rest of my life. Ooh hee hee. Oh no. Oh no. That sounds a lot like a laugh I dread. Danganronpa fans, you know. I'm sorry, I'll stop. I'll try. I can still remember the title of that essay. Wait, is this the girl? Nishijo Takumi. I probably butchered that. My chair groaned hoarsely as I leaned back. I muttered that toward the gloomy ceiling, irritated. Naturally, there was no response. This was my room. I lived here alone. Aside from me, of course, there wasn't a single person here. I tried turning around. My room was dim and cluttered with various belongings stacked all the way to the ceiling. The only source of light in the room was the desk lamp near my PC. There weren't any windows, so the darkness should come as no surprise. And since you couldn't see outside, you couldn't even tell whether it was night or day. I started speaking into the dark corners of my room.
僕の名前は西条匠、17歳。水明学園2年。と言っても学校にはほとんど行ってないけど。まあそれでも勉強はできる方だよ。定期テストはちゃんと受けてる。しかもそれなりに上位の点数を取ってるからね。頭はいいんだ。
It wasn't like talking to myself would accomplish anything. It wasn't like anyone was going to show up out of nowhere. The darkness just kept on sitting there and being darkness. Still, darkness was delusion fuel. After all, the unseen might as well be the unknown. In the darkness, even if you knew it was impossible, you couldn't help but wonder if something might be there, lurking in the shadows. Damn it, this wasn't helping. I was only making my own creepy delusions worse. Why did I do this to myself? To get off the topic, I decided to keep monologuing.
僕は現在アウェイじゃなかった。渋谷で一人暮らしをしてる。この紅会館ビルは父さんの経営するビル会社の管理下にあるんだけど、その屋上に設置されたコンテナハウスを格安で借りてるんだ。
I tried pressing A, seeing if there was an auto mode, but it just seemed to skip the text.
街の環境は最悪。僕が住んでる新船町は小さな坂が多いから疲れるし、すぐ近くにラブホ街もあるし。ここが秋葉なら最高だったのに。ほんと渋谷ってひどい街だ。円数で言うとディーンズバレーくらいひどい。
ESO was the name of an MMORPG that was basically my life. Neidhart? Neidhart? Like Reinhardt? No, it's not. Its full title was Empire Sweeper Online. I dive into base lard, that's the world of ESO, pretty much every day at this point, sacrificing sleep in the process, of course. Dens Valley... Dens? Either Dens, Deans, or Denez. Denez Valley was a region in ESO that was full of annoying mobs. They hit super hard, and yet they couldn't even be bothered to drop any decent loot. Only idiots went there to grind. Every vet worth his shit would go to the Forest of Lead instead. It was a much better place to grind, and it was right nearby. Of course, that was where I went.
というわけでドキュンと恋愛資本主義者が集まるこんな街は即刻滅ぶべきだね。でもこの部屋の住み心地はまあまあ我慢できるレベル。PC とネット環境は最高水準クラスが揃ってるからね。まあ学生にしては上等の基地じゃないかな。あ、だから僕はこの部屋のことをベースって呼んでる。
As always, there wasn't a single living creature in here except me. Realizing how ridiculous I sounded talking to myself, I decided to stop introducing myself to whoever was watching me.
それにしても汚い部屋だな。
The whole room reeked of rot. I could feel the stagnating air crawling on my skin. Ah! Where Asmongold? Peak reference. Channel's now gonna blow up. Skyrocket into the fucking... This was it. This was my moment. This is where it all started to go uphill. I remember the time I smacked on Asmongold. Empty soda bottles and boxed lunches from the convenience store were scattered all over the floor. Also, my bed was covered in piles and piles of eroge. Eroge. One or the other. I think it's eroge. Thanks to that, I always slept on the couch instead.
片付けろよな。誰だよ散らかしっぱなしにしたのは。って僕か。
Disturbing. Fed up with my own creepy laugh, I took out my frustration on a plastic bottle lying by my foot. The bottle ricocheted off the wall and flew straight toward my shelf of perfectly organized figures. With a shriek, I leapt out of my chair to catch it. I never let anyone lay a finger on any of my 100-ish waifus, daughters, and older sisters. These girls were my darlings. Just looking at them soothed my aching heart. This game came out in like 2009? Was it? 2009? They're ahead of the times. I mean, I guess Japan always was. 2008. Damn. I made sure to tidy up their shit. I missed that. Oh, doesn't matter. I will scroll back. Skip. No, don't skip. No, hold on. I made sure to tidy up their shelf once a week. It was the only place in the room I ever cleaned. What? Oh, is that? Cool. I didn't mean to play that. I was always looking for the best ways to display their cuteness. I would constantly rotate and reposition them, trying to create the ultimate layout. Naturally, if I let them get dusty, then the whole thing would be ruined, so I always made sure to clean them regularly. Breathing a sigh of relief, I tossed the bottle aside and turned back to my PC. Skip? No. I don't want to skip. I kept my beloved PC enshrined at the back end of my room. I don't know how to get rid of that button. That's how. Next to my monitor was Sarah Tan, 1 out of 8 scale pre-awakening of it. Is this real? Is that a real figurine? Is that why it's in blue like that? Is this a real person? Sarah Orgel, Chaos Head Wiki. Okay, no. Not real, I guess. I don't know why it's like that. Like a figure from my current favorite anime. I missed it again. She sat there striking a moa pose and smiling at me. Oh, Sarah. Right, of course. Staring longingly into Saratan's eyes. Saratan? Saratan, probably. Saratan's eyes, I grabbed a nearby bottle of Coca-Cola and took... What is wrong with me? Why am I not reading these? And took a sip, right. And then the favorite anime is Blood Tune, of course. My bad. I don't know what I'm doing. How do you record? How do you YouTube? It was lukewarm, but I didn't care. I also took a sip of my iced coffee. I sat back down and plopped my hands onto the keyboard, just assuming that position made me feel relaxed. My character in ESO Neidhard was a paladin. I'd already leveled him up to the max and reset twice. Right now, he was back to the max level, 50. That was the highest rank you could reach on official servers. ESO players far and wide knew me as Lightning Fast Neidhard. They treated me like a god. I already had all the rare weapons, armor, and magic. I still only had 95% of the total rare items, but whatever. It was still a work in progress. I had so much gold, I didn't even know what to do with it. Well, aside from RMT, which I made a living off of. Even if I stopped grinding right now, I'd still have enough to keep living like this for a half a year. Ugh! Sorry, I needed a break. I just needed to breathe and lick my lips. Aside from just ESO stuff, I was particularly adept at chatting online. It was the only source of social interaction I ever got after all. I gave advice on the huge anonymous forum @channel. I posted in epic threads too, of course. Oh yeah, and I had over 100 friends on Frepara, the social network I used. Respect. Trust. I had it all right here. I didn't go to school. It wasn't so much that I didn't want to, and more that I had no reason to. I could study anything online. School's completely useless when you can get everything done from home. Well, I did need to attend every once in a while, or else I wouldn't earn enough credits to graduate. That was why I went to school as little as I possibly could. That was the smartest way for a student to live. My parents always nagged me about it, though. To make things easier, I'd invented the minimum attendance chart. According to the chart, I only needed to attend 2 to 3 times a week. The other students would always make fun of me for being an otaku freak, but as far as I was concerned, they were the stupid ones for going to school every day. Maybe try thinking for you once. Sorry, I failed. Maybe try thinking for yourself for once, dipshits. All in all, my life here really isn't all that bad. Oh, whoops. I'd been so busy thinking about the gays, I forgot I was in the middle of chatting with Grim. Stretching. Whoops. This game is funny and good, and so far, I don't like the protagonist, and I don't know if I'm meant to. Like, I mean, I don't mind them, but they clearly got a bit of an ego. Egos aren't a good sign, but hey, we'll see. Grim, you okay? You're not replying. AFK, I assume he meant. Or something? Yo, Neidhard? I've been saying Neidhard, but it's probably Neidhard. Although EI isn't, it's not Neidhard, yeah. Grim was the handle of one of my ESO friends. I talked to him all the time online, though I'd never met him IRL. He had a keen eye for useful information, so I could generally rely on him to keep me in the loop. I sat back down and started tapping out a response. LOL. My B, and nah, I didn't fall asleep. I just zoned out for a sec, lol. Should I give Grim a voice? I suppose I should. Oh god. I only know 2 voices. Mine, and then I do a horrible rendition of a voice that the Game Grumps sure love. So that's gonna be Grim's voice. I gotta get into it. It's like Surfer Bro. It's like Surfer Dude, but Stoner Surfer Dude. Actually, it's not. It's more like retarded Surfer Dude. Stoner Surfer Dude. Guess you must be really tired. Do you not get enough sleep? Or do you just stay up late enough doing the dirty with your girlfriend? Lol. Up all night, every night. Come on, you know I'm not into 3D ruffle. The two of us chatted about all sorts of things, and since it was all anonymous, I was comfortable with talking about pretty much anything. I'd never act like this IRL, obviously. Alright, you like 2D, and by 2D, you mean erosion? funny eroge kind of sounds like Nicolas Cage going, so stupid. What is up with you and the lewd shit, lol? Me? You're the guy that has porny delusions all the time. You literally were just going on and on about girls in swimsuits, remember? Lol. I was? I definitely don't remember that. Anyway. If that's what we were talking about, then here's my take on it. Swimsuit plus glasses equals perfection. And then the screen is covered in, you're so cute, Sarah. Sarah, you're so cute. Swimsuit. 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 I'm not saying it with the other word. I refuse. This game has nothing in it. Apparently. I was told this game has nothing in it. Yes, no. Oh, like a blue one, specifically. Okay, I get it, I guess. Wait, what? Oh, I'm picking. What am I picking here? Is this the DLC? Shit. Wait. Wait, or does this mean nothing? Wait, hold on. It sounds like it's safe, and it's the intentions of the game. It's not a real swimsuit unless there's a name. Why? The wrong guy. It's not a real suit unless there's a name tag on the chest. Sure. I guess. Oh, he's actually talking in the background. I just realized that. Whoops. A white swimsuit. Get the fuck out. Navy blue or nothing. Yeah, okay. Right, we get it. This guy. Slow down, man, Lamau. You like girls with glasses? That's your type? You fucking loser? You like nerds? What a fucking dweeb. Nah, they just pair well with the swimsuits. Usually you take off your glasses for swimming, right? But she doesn't. And that leaves all sorts of rooms for my delusions to work. Well, your libido is deaf at full throttle today, but that's what makes you Nighthawk. Lol. That's why we love you, but we deaf don't admire you. Lol. Wait, go back. What do you mean that's what makes you you? I mean, yeah, I guess I went a bit crazy there. But I'm still trying to maintain a cool image for myself here. You cool? Why is he got a crusty laugh? Oh, I'm horrible at voices. What are you laughing at? Anyway, what were we talking about before I went AFK? It was probably just something to do with ESO. Did you seriously forget? There was an incident IRL recently. An incident IRL? I remembered something like that, but what was it? Who thinks in abbreviation? I'm saying in real life, in my head. I'm not saying the abbreviation. Shogun has joined the room. Greetings, Lord Shogun. He's slowly turning into... It was never close to Game Grump's special voice, but it's slowly becoming like Jacksepticeye's Nugget from kindergarten. I just introduced myself, but there was no reply from the user Shogun. Alright, so... what was up with that? Was he ignoring me? And I was being so friendly to him, too. Did he know who he was talking to? I'll have you know, I'm the lightning fast Nightheart. Lurking wasn't even allowed here. Well, whatever. You might as well just ignore it. I guess that was another great thing about the internet. There was no need to worry about pointless etiquette. Well, internet comment etiquette with Eric would, like to disagree with you and is a fantastic channel. If you don't know internet comment with etiquette with Eric, you're missing out. Anyway, what were you saying, Grim? I was talking about those cases that have been all over the news lately. Like, I'd know... like I'd know what's happening IRL. Probably something stupid, right? Pretty much, yeah. It's real shocking, though. Shocking? That must have been some grisly murder, then. There've been a few here and there recently. You're not gonna send me gore again, are you? Wait, can't handle a little gore night, huh? Lol. I mean, there's nothing I can't handle. Still, I really didn't want to see it. Lately, though, it had been easy to avoid that kind of stuff. People were always trying to trick others into clicking on nasty stuff, like gore or some kind of creepy edit, and once you fell for it, you couldn't unsee it. Right. And they call you the greatest paladin in all of Baselord, lol. I don't PK though. PK stands for player kill. In other words, it's when you go around in MMOs killing randos and stealing their golden gear. So typical DQN stuff. I'm no troll, and I don't stoop to their level either. And just in general, I try to avoid breaking ASO's rules. It goes against my policy. Well, except for the rules that prohibited RMT. I broke those all the time. Wow, calm your tits there, almighty hero, Lamau. So I'm sure you've heard of NewGen, right? Question mark? NewGen? What was that? Had he ever mentioned it before? Grim was talking like I should have already known about it. The hell is NewGen? The new generation madness. People call it NewGen Online. It's the name for the mysterious set of incidents happening in Shibuya. It's all up in your neighborhood, lol. Oh, now that he mentioned it, I did feel like I'd heard about it somewhere. Though, all I knew was that they existed. I hadn't looked into them at all. I tried googling NewGen and instantly got a few results. Social news, madness explodes.
この1ヶ月の間に渋谷で発生した2つの事件のことをニュージェネと呼ぶ。その犠牲者は胎児を含めて7人。1つ目の事件は友人同士5人による高層ビルからの集団ダイブ。2つ目の事件では男性の体内から胎児が出てきた。これマジかよ。
A chill ran down my spine. Before I'd even realized it, I turned around and I was looking around my room again. I just realized he's in a shipping container. What the fuck? There were a bunch of results for NewGen on Taboo News, so I went to skim through them. New Generation Madness, the incidents that had the entire internet in an uproar. There'd been 2 of them so far. One of them was so brutal, several TV channels didn't even describe the crime out loud. The first incident, the group dive... Blech. The first incident, the group dive, had initially thought... the first incident, the group dive, had been initially thought to be a suicide, but rumors had since risen that it may have not have been. Parents and friends of all the 5 victims all said the same thing. None of the victims had shown any signs of planning to commit suicide, and they hadn't had any reason to do so either. Reminds me of that Russian whale experiment cult thing. I can't think of what it was called. If you Google it, the helpline comes up. It's kind of funny. Let me see if I can find... Oh, does shift, like, skip? Shit. Shift is how I open... Oh no, control skips. Control tab is how I open because I turned it off shift tab, because in GTA I like to tab sprint, and pressing shift and tab opens the Steam overlay. Anyway, Blue Whale Challenge, that's what it was. Yeah, this thing was fucked up. This thing was messed up. Good videos about it, not 60 Minutes Australia. The dark truth behind, is it just shorts? Alright, yeah, Mudaha did a video on it. I suppose I'm not gonna get good results because it's not my YouTube that has like good recommendations of good channels that would cover those sort of things. Did Nexpo cover it? It feels like an Expo thing that he would cover. Nexpo did not cover Blue Whale. Huh, maybe there isn't a good covering of it. I really thought there was. That's weird. Oh well, it is what it is. Back to the game. What did I miss? They hadn't, and on top of that, some physical evidence had been found too. Had a quick look. Well, like something out of a creepypasta, right? You shit yourself yet? Not really. I don't care, to be honest. Here, take a look at this, lol. It's gonna be gore, isn't it? What is it? A picture of one of the victims' corpses. He did stuff like this from time to time. But if I wanted to keep up my reputation as the great Neidhard of Baselord, I couldn't let it faze me. Unlike in the real world, I was a god in the world of ESO. I was the strongest, wisest, and most noble knight in all the land. Horrendously humble. Mocking me would be a fool's errand. And so, gathering up whatever courage I had, I clicked the link. I'm scared. Oh, it was just some shitty dude. No, it's gonna turn into... I'm turning it down preemptively. Oh, it's not gonna turn into... Okay. Lamau, I got baited. Who did this? Ha ha ha. Oh, I drew it in like 2 minutes. Oh wait, not oh. That's him putting his hand up. God, I'm old. Oh, that's an old moment. That's a... Or is it? I don't know. This is from 2008. I didn't type like that. Back then. Or well, I was 7. Damn, the God of Art finally shows himself to us mortals. Ruffle. Anyway, not gonna lie, I'm dead tired. So think I'm gonna go pass out. Good night. See you tomorrow in Baselord. Aren't users too. Come to think of it, that Shogun had been here the whole time. I'd completely forgotten about it. Not that I cared, but well, now we'll talk. Well, I don't really feel like sleeping yet, so I guess I'll farm in ESO for a bit. Wait, no, the new episode of Blood Tune comes out today. I didn't have a TV in my room, so I just made do with my PC. I took a quick look at Sarah next to my monitor. I would get to see Sarah-tan today. I couldn't wait. With that on my mind, I made my way over to close the chat window. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shogun had sent a message. So he wasn't just a lurker. Judging by the file extension, it looked like an image link. A sudden link posted by a suspicious stranger that hadn't sent a single message until now. I gulped instinctively. I couldn't explain why, but I had a bad feeling about it. A feeling unlike anything I had ever felt in all my time on the internet, and I really didn't want to click it. I don't want you to click it either. I clicked my tongue and glanced at the clock. My rendezvous with Sarah-tan was in 12 minutes. I should probably get this conversation over with quickly. Bait and switch? Oh no. Lol? What kind of bait and switch is this, Lamau? Die Welt under thick when du klickst. That's so bad. Whoa, what's with the German, lol? I was trying my best to act calm and casual. To be honest, I really didn't want to chat with a shady guy like this. I was so uncomfortable that I could feel a cold sweat forming. It was saying something like the world changes if you click it. Seriously? What was his deal? And if the guy only spoke German, I definitely wouldn't be able to deal with him. Huh, so he could actually speak normally. I relaxed a little bit. What voice to give Shogun? Clearly a creep. Sorry, but Aussie is like the only accent that I have and can do. I can't do accents. Sorry. I hate it. It feels so cringe. Sorry for startling you. No, that's shit. Also, what did I just say there? Relaxed a little bit. Nothing new. Sorry for startling you. Why if I just make him overly top, like, circus performer creepy? Sorry for startling you. Don't worry, you're fine. Any reason for the lurking? Did someone give you the you need to lurk for 6 months before posting spiel? I was thinking. By the way, where are you chatting from? For some reason, there was a short pause. Shibuya. All at once, images of those gruesome NewGen incidents flashed through my head. Even though I hadn't actually seen any photos, I could picture them so vividly that it was almost like I'd been there myself. The man's torn up stomach, the lifeless fetus shoved inside, 5 people that dove off the building, instantly turning into a pulpy, inhuman puddle upon hitting the ground. Just thinking about it was almost enough to make me puke. Shook my head violently as if to shake the gruesome delusion out of my head. The Shogun guy was so suspicious I couldn't stop the paranoid delusions from forming. I just realized this is like going to be impossible to put on YouTube. This is going to be my first age-restricted series, eh? Can't wait. I'm down. I'm here for it. I never do this in the middle of videos, but I have a Patreon. I might have to start actually using it properly and, like, make proper tiers and adhere the things of those tiers, because, yeah, wow. I mean, I'm not even monetizable yet, but, like, playing games like this definitely won't get me either. Did I read that? I don't know. This Shogun guy was so suspicious I couldn't stop the paranoid delusions from forming. What was he trying to drag me into? Same here. Looks like a lot of weird incidents have been happening lately, huh? More are coming. Shibuya's so scary, Shiva. What's that? Was this Shogun guy some kind of temper nut job? I'd never seen that formula before in my life, and when you were as smart as me, that was saying something. I tried looking it up. In this day and age, there were all sorts of things of there were all sorts of information on the internet, so it'd be easy to find. Was he trying to act smart by typing some nonsense formula? Fuck if I knew. That formula has killed this world's possibilities. What are you trying to say? And what was that linked from earlier? Could I just take the bait already? I thought it might interest you. Oh god. Okay. Calm down. All of a sudden, the chat was flooded with links. Just who was this guy? Was he trying to scare me? For shits and giggles? Maybe he was a friend of Grimm's and they'd team up to mess with me. Feeling the gaze again, I took a look around the room, but surprise, surprise, all that was behind me was darkness and clutter as per usual. I was hit with an unnatural sense of dread. The feeling of perpetually being watched left me feeling restless. Oh, this is getting me. I don't do horror. I don't do horror well. Oh, oh God. Oh no. I like when it said it's horror, I was thinking like corpse party levels of horror. This might get darker and scarier. Oh no. Danganronpa had its moments where it got to horror and was. What did I just hear? I thought I heard something. Oh, the ambient. Oh, I need music. Upon saying that, I realized my voice was trembling. It was almost like the cluttered room I knew so well had transformed into something completely foreign. If anyone is behind me, I'm out. I don't know what will happen. It'll be entertaining, I suppose. For those waiting for me to fucking shit myself, I hope you're ready. If you've ever had to go to the bathroom at night after watching a horror movie or listening to a ghost story or something, you may know the feeling of being unnerved or even terrified by the dark hallways of your own home. That was close to how I felt right now. In spite of my shuddering, I faced the monitor, leaned in, and, before I knew it, with the slightest twitch of my index finger, clicked on one of the links. Oh, I really had no clue how it happened. It wasn't like my hand had been possessed by some unnatural force or something. I'd just sort of done it without thinking. But even though I knew full well that it'd be a mistake, I clicked it as if it were the most natural thing in the world. The image that filled my monitor looked like some kind of modern art piece. An arrangement of spikes like the quills of a hedgehog or pins in a pincushion protruded from the wall in the shape of a cross. Below it, a puddle of dark red. And in front of it were pieces of something scattered across the ground like garbage. Oh my god, these developers, these story writers, so creative and utterly, possibly deranged. No disrespect to the developers, but you scare me that much, I think you may need to be investigated. This is why I stopped reading. This is no better than, like, it's actually worse than reading because there's visuals and it's not movies either, so it's like they can do what they want. They can add what they want. Maybe I should have played the non-patched version. Maybe Noah removes all the horror. Seriously, what even was this? The work of some pretentious avant-garde artist? Those sorts of idiots were all over the place. They'd make gory stuff like this and spout some bullshit like, it depicts the latent chaos stuff laid bare in this cruel world. No way in hell I'd consider that shit art. Still, what a weird image. It hadn't explicitly been gore, but it was definitely borderline. So then why? Why had it seemed so graphic? Why had it seemed so realistic? Why was I imagining the stench of blood, and why was that stench so strong that it nearly made me choke? It was all in my head, so why did I feel sick to my stomach? I felt a sharp, throbbing pain in my forehead. The nausea wouldn't go away. I desperately reached for my mouse, but my trembling hand knocked it off the desk, leaving it dangling above the floor by its cord. I reeled it back up to the mouse pad and then finally closed the image. Just as I thought it was finally over, my eyes were struck by... Whose eyes are those eyes? I don't like the voice I gave Shogun, but that's what we're going with. I glanced at the minimum attendance chart. In the end, I hadn't managed to catch the new Blood Tune episode live. No big deal though, someone had upped it to YouTube after the fact, so I'd been able to just watch it there. I still didn't feel any better though. Those last words Shogun had left behind. It was almost as if he knew about God's gaze, and how much it terrified me. It was way too specific for it to just be a coincidence. Maybe someone had linked some info about me online. Maybe it was another ESO player with a grudge against Neidhart or something. Prodigies like me got a lot of love, but so naturally they also got a lot of hate. Well, most haters out there were just jealous. You wouldn't see them around much, but every once in a while, some child would try to start shit because he was jealous of Neidhart's strength and popularity. They weren't worth anyone's time. But we've gone off topic now. Anyway, yeah, that Shogun guy really got to me. Earlier, I tried logging on to ESO to grind for a little while, but I just couldn't concentrate. And to make matters worse, of all days for this to happen?
最悪の日だ。
I'll put this, him going to school, that'll be part 2. That'll be the start of part 2. I'll do an outro now. Alright, so after that freaky moment in a shipping container, it would seem, is his room, this was part 1 of Chaos Head. I thought I'd go by chapters, but I'd have to record for 2 more hours to finish chapter 1 apparently, so we're not doing that. I'm going to do chapters in parts as well. But I love this game so far. It hasn't even shown me anything particularly horrific, and it genuinely terrified me. It was very well designed, very well literated, whatever the word is. The wording is, oh my god, so much detail. Makes my skin crawl. You know it's a good horror if it can scare you just through the text alone. Anyway, this was Chaos Head Part 1. I'm into something. I'm in for something. I can tell that much. Please support me on Patreon. This game is so likely to be age restricted, and even though I'm not monetized yet, it still matters to me. I don't know. But I'm going to upload this. I'm doing my best. I always do. I play games with music on. I play games the way they're intended. I also talk over games, trying to add myself to it. Yeah, I'm still bad at outros.